Okay, people, so I want to talk about Eric Bischoff. Now, I touched on this a little bit in the video, a past video, or it might be in one of the ones that I'm posting today, which is going to post before this one because they're longer. So let me say, Eric Bischoff has said, okay, he is done with the WWE style of entertainment. Now, you have to ask yourself this question, right? And it really shouldn't be hard to figure out, but just think. The WWE has their form of entertainment. Eric Bischoff shoots down every other wrestling company, right? Every single one. The only one that he praises is the WWE. Lately, all of a sudden, he doesn't even mention MLW, right? But now, all of a sudden, MLW is doing everything right. MLW is on the right track. MLW is doing what exactly? You don't think I have the common sense to know that the only reason Eric Bischoff is saying these things is because he works for them? Yet, you know all of the things that he's saying Tony Khan should do for Ring of Honor and what he should do for AEW Dynamite and Collision and well, what input does Eric Bischoff have in MLW that all of a sudden they just overnight, wow, big arenas, sellout crowds? What is Eric Bischoff able to do? Or is he just going to blame the owners of MLW like he did, Ted Turner, because he didn't have full control? And see, everything that a person says, and they have some type of impact because their voice gets attention. It's an injustice to the wrestling industry, because if you think about it, all Eric Bischoff does every chance he gets is bash AEW. That's why I say, why you guys are not talking about what's so great about WWE, and you can't find any good in any other wrestling other than WWE. Well, the truth is, if I talk about these other companies, nobody really cares. And even though I can watch another company, and even if I like the show, if I say it, right, and people aren't really watching that brand, or if the popular thing is to hate on that brand, and I'm, going against the grain, then they go against me. Guys, you can't be stupid. You really can't be that foolish. You have to understand, people are just opportunists, and they say whatever. Like, Eric Bischoff will literally talk all this trash about AEW. But remember, he was on a couple of episodes, and he was glazing them in the beginning, right? But I guarantee you, if Tony Khan right now was to say, hey, listen, TBS and TNT have a long history with your face being on it, right? We want you to come and work here. We'll pay you X amount. Eric Bischoff would be right there. You know what happens when you know that that's not the case? You don't think about it. So you talk a whole lot of shit. And I guarantee you, if tomorrow he was working for AEW, somehow, before the next episode of Dynamite or Collision, he'd have nothing but great things to say about AEW. You guys have to know this. Look at how many wrestlers left WWE, and they complain about how he was treated there and everything. And I'm not talking about a storyline on Impact or AEW, whatever. I'm talking about on their own accord, how they were treated. But then when their contracts is up in that particular company they're in, they go run back to WWE just to be misused again. And so all this tarnishing my reputation, man, it's not even a real damn sport, first of all. It's not even real fighting. But in terms of a company that prides themselves in sports and entertainment, right? Well, if we assume that because they were at one point so storyline driven, they are still, right? But the stories are lazy. The stories are lame. They don't have to make sense. That's what Triple H said, right? Triple H, we're not liking this product. Go fuck off, right? Okay, so once upon a time, WWE Raw was in St. Louis. They had a guy come out in a stupid mask, a Barack Obama mask, and a woman came out with a stupid Oprah Winfrey mask on, and this segment was trash. And the entire crowd in St. Louis started chanting, TNA, TNA. Yeah, you can go look it up right here on YouTube. And it was like, what the hell are you doing? You know what happened since then? You WWE fans, you Raw tards, you Smack nerds, you NX Terrible fans, you guys, it's a different generation of people now. So even though people was hating and bashing on TNA, when TNA was actually hot and was interesting to watch, no, they were the competition to the WWE. So the masses said, no, we can't cheer for this. No, we can't. We're pro WWE. That's one thing that never has changed, right? So what ends up happening, you guys don't even have a voice anymore. You hate the truth. And when people who sit here with WWE logos up on their wall and WWE action figures, and they have every WWE game that ever made, whatever, all of these very people, when they are saying, I'm so tired of what the WWE is doing, you guys don't even like that. You hate on they're hating on the WWE because they're telling the truth. So if your child is screwing up in school, if your child is not cleaning their room and doing the things that you expect them to do, right? Or do you just sit back and allow them to, or do you speak so they understand, hey, I need you to do what you say, what you're supposed to do, right? If I tell you to do X, Y, Z, okay. Well, of course, we know there's some differences there, but same in principle. You'll sit back and the thing about it is, see, here's the difference. We speak and lift our voices because we know these people pay attention. We know they pay attention. Example, in boxing, we talk about Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez with this racist bullshit. And then you got people going, oh, don't waste your time on those. No, it's not a waste of time. That's the problem with so-called good people. We always want to just go along with it, but we don't support it, right? Now the WBO is talking about stripping Teofimo Lopez. Now, we don't know if they're just trying to make themselves look good or not, but at least bottom line, you think they don't hear our voices? Do you think that if we were quiet, they wouldn't speak? They would just sit back. You think we were quiet? Okay, that they on their own accord would just decide once and for all to just step up and do something about it when they have done absolutely nothing? No, it's because of our voices. I don't care how big or small your channel, trust me, your voice is heard. People, they hear what you say. They see what you post. Okay? No different from the game, Undisputed, to show you how money hungry people are. The WBC, as of now, has banned Ryan Garcia from any fights in the future, anything, with their organization, with their title, whatever, right? So, I say as of now, because people can change. Right? They banned him from the game Undisputed. The sales of Undisputed has slowed down tremendously, and people are going, this game sucks, man. It's overhyped. Oh, we thought it was going to be better than Fight Night. We thought it was going to be this and that, right? But now they're complaining. Guess who they bring back? Hoping it would sell the game more, right? And then the fact that Ryan Garcia wouldn't and got beat up by Rolly Romero doesn't help anything. So for the sake of making more money, let's bring this racist ass guy back. So it doesn't matter. You understand? As far as people, when it comes to business, nope. We don't care if we hate a certain a group of people, or if they hate us, or as long as it makes money, this is what people do. So if you know, when it comes to doing business, I don't like parasites. I don't like chameleons. Be the same way all the time. You know, when it changes for the better and it's good and it's harming no one, and we change with things because, hey, this is how we do things now. Okay, cool. I'm for that. That's inevitable. That's called life. But when it comes to you glazing people because you work for them, please, you think that Eric Bischoff, what is MLW doing that's so stand out and so different? And why are they not having 15,000 seat arenas being sold out? Why are they not doing any of that? And in fact, the fact that Eric Bischoff took it upon himself to say, I am done with WWE style of entertainment, why would you stray away from what works? It works for the WWE. There's people don't want to see another company come in and do the same exact thing that WWE is doing. The whole thing is they don't really know how to judge it long term. It comes in, it's fresh, it's new, then it's because you see, people are programmed. You don't think that variety matters? Imagine DMX rapping to auto-tunes. Yeah, imagine Eminem mumble rapping. Yeah, exactly. You go, what is this shit? wait, is Nas mumble rapping? Is Nas doing it worked for certain people, not everybody. And in the world of professional wrestling, what works for the WWE works for the WWE. They've been doing this sports entertainment shit forever. You didn't see people like Papa Shango and all these like weird, goofy characters. You didn't see all of this widespread before that. Like you had the missing link in certain people, Bruiser Brody, but he wasn't supposed to be a crazy person. You understand? I'm just saying. You didn't see these over the top characters at other companies initially. No, it's Vince, Jr. with this vision of sports and entertainment. They just didn't call it that for a long time. You understand? It was still called a wrestling show, but they went into the sports. They always had this different mindset. Anybody who was watching NWA back in the day, AWA, you had a parent that said, what channel did that good wrestling come on? Because it was wrestling. And the thing is, imagine The Undertaker and Paul Bearer. They got the urn. Undertaker's dressed the way he's dressed. Paul Bearer has the look he has, but he's not doing the dead man gimmicks. He's not doing what we've grown to know as The Undertaker. What's the purpose of the character? You just basically change your name from Mean Mark Callis, but you're still doing the same thing, wrestling the same way, nothing's different. No, he went into full character change. That's all cool. It's just, if you're going to do something, do it right. So in today's wrestling, that's what you get a lot of. You might get someone that has a character that, okay, this person has a different look, but you don't have, it's far and few. But if you have a character that has meaning to it, then you have to play that character out. You don't see characters like The Undertaker anymore. So my point with all of that is, yeah, if you're going to do something, then do it right. Otherwise, don't do it at all. But at the same time, right, if you're going to have a company that's called Sports Entertainment, we're going to abandon wrestling. We don't call ourselves a wrestling company simply because, right, we don't want to be put in the box of just wrestling. You don't have to. You don't have to be called Sports Entertainment. You can, whatever your company is called, bottom line is, the people are coming to see wrestling. WWE fans are the ones coming to see the so-called entertainment. The WWE fans that are complaining, it's obvious the so-called entertainment isn't enough. So for Eric Bischoff to say he's getting away from that, well, yeah, you're in MLW and things are not being done the same way in MLW, and you don't want people to give you backlash because of all the shit that you talk. Now they'll look and say, well, what are you doing so special in MLW? Well, I purposely got away from that because, why? Simply because that's not what MLW does. Let's just be real, y'all. Every brand should be different, and we should respect and appreciate it. We have a variety of different wrestling to watch, but you guys that are so programmed into, but WWE does this and WWE, well, the fact that you don't even enjoy what the WWE is doing, I guess you're just going to be a miserable group of people because they do what they do, and they're not planning on changing anything. They want you all to fuck off. That's all I got for you guys right now. Catch you guys on the next video.